Folks, we are so excited. The much anticipated, much awaited YoloBox Ultra is in stock and available from Videoguys for $14.99. The launch special has been extended through 12/31 for the rest of the year. We're very excited about that. Today's show is going to be broken into two parts. I'm going to do like the hype show on what makes the product great. Then we're going to take a little like 30-second break. And James is going to come back on. He's actually going to give you a demonstration of the Yolo Ultra. We have it right here all set up, to be honest with you. I haven't had a chance to play with it, but James has extensively. But if you could just show him the thing. I promise not to touch anything, but this is a fully functioning YoloBox Ultra. And the guys set it up, and they will be giving you a full demo later. Right now, what we have is two cameras going into it, a USB camera and an HDMI camera. And this sucker is NDI, and we're going to have this coming in NDI, but the trial version that we use only gives us 5 minutes, which is why we're not going to have it roll during my whole show, but we're going to have James do a little 5-minute how-to with the YoloBox Ultra, where he's actually going to go into and show you a lot of the features that we're going to talk about today. But this is a really big improvement. You know, we love the YOLO from the OG to the Pro. Each time they come out with a new unit, one of the most significant things about the new unit is they've added more power and performance. And the biggest way they get that is by giving you basically a stronger CPU. That's the heart and soul of the Ultra. The Ultra is a next generation, faster CPU, Snapdragon CPU. It's going to get you more power, more performance, and the ability to do more layers of different things together. You know, one of the knocks on the original YOLO OG is that, hey, it's got all these great features, but if I try to use all of them, sometimes I run into problems. Well, that reason is easy, and it's because it's a great unit, but it has limitations of what the CPU is. So we're going to go into the inputs, the ISO recording, the battery, the brighter image, the network bonding, and of course that it's 4K. So we're going to go break into each one of these significant features. And really, we put these together. This is kind of my list of what I think are the most important new features of the whole thing. So let's start with what's number one: horizontal and vertical live streaming. So you can go to Facebook, YouTube, any RTMP with your horizontal video, or you can use a vertical video for Instagram or TikTok. We've seen that taking off more and more. TikTok sales is now something you can do in the United States. It was something that was just in Asia and Europe, but that is in the United States. So whether you're shooting vertical, horizontal, or a combination thereof, the Ultra has you covered. It also gives you more inputs. You're going to get 4 HDMI inputs, 2 USB-A inputs, and USB-C inputs. So you can get all kinds of recording stuff into the system. Plus, you're going to get NDI inputs as well. So just the powerful box just gets more powerful. Plus, you can play video off of the internal memory card or off of a USB device hooked up with memory with video clips on it. So the power and performance of this model has just really, this expression I like to use for Spinal Tap, if the YoloBox OG was, let's say, a 7 and the Pro was a 10, they've taken up to 11 or 12 with the Ultra. It's really adding some spectacular features and performance. What's one of the biggest ones? It's a future-proof product. What do I mean by that, folks? It's 4K 30p, which means you can get high-resolution 4K footage up into your stream, or you can record to it, or you can play it back. It'll encode in H.264 or 265. What's so important about that? With 265, you can get twice the quality over the same bandwidth, or twice the image, or half, or the same quality with half the bandwidth. So that's going to make your streaming and your storage, that much better and that much truer. And we're really excited. While you might not be using 4K today, you're going to start using it more and more in the future, especially like if you're doing like house of worship or a corporate video where you've got some screens within, where you're powering not just the stream, but some screens that are within the building itself, maybe an overflow room or some side screens. Being able to go output on 4K is very, very cool. So good job to the folks at YOLO on that. And of course, you need more power and more performance to get there. So not only is the Ultra giving you a bigger processor, it's giving you more nits, it's a brighter screen, and a much longer running battery. We are so excited about this next feature. When the original YOLO came out, my buddy Frank over at YOLO, who's the sales manager for, I think, the global sales manager now. So congratulations, Frank, on the promotion. If you get the promotion, well, I just gave you one. It now has NDI HX, which means you can bring in NDI cameras, NDI sources into your YoloBox. You can also select to take any of your outputs via NDI on the YoloBox. That's super cool. When James does the demonstration a little later, he's going to show you how he's going to take the PTZ Optics Studio Cam in to the YoloBox Ultra via IP via NDI. So a great new feature. We really love it. It's going to really open up some really cool workflows for this product. And as the NDI goes, we do some even more in-depth shows on YoloBox in NDI and even SRT workflows. But for now, we love it. And you're going to see a little demonstration of it from James later after my part of the show. So I said you can input, you can also output. What's so cool about that? Well, this is the #1 reason why I think people are going to love the output of it. You can take your program output or one of your dedicated sources, and now you can take any network jack anywhere in your facility, and it can now use a decoder like the KiloView decoder. And now you can power a TV for an hour overflow room. So if you're a church and it's really crowded, you could be shooting your show, and you can have the overflow room on the other side of the building or next to the building next door getting the image that you want. It works great for school, corporate video as well. If you want to have the overflow, go to the lobby. Fantastic. So now I can do a show. I can be streaming it live. I could also have it be playing on the lobby display television or monitors that we have. So NDI input and NDI output. YOLO, baby. Thank you very much. I'm so excited about this feature. We are actually, like I said, going to have our workflow specialist, Glenn, really pound on this really hard and really give you some great feedback on how to use it in a future show. We're so excited about NDI and the YoloBox Ultra. Gets the Gary Batan 2 thumbs up. Great job, YOLO. This next feature I think is even more important than NDI, but I love NDI so much that I had to list it first in the presentation. But ISO recording, in case you don't know what that means that not only can you record your program output, but you can record one or all of your sources as well. So if you see here on the if we bring this up full screen for the guys, you can see I can select the program, HDMI 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I can select all or any one of those, and I can select the resolution I want to record in for that, which means now afterwards I can be able to take that to do, let's say, post-production or for a different streamer to go somewhere else. One of the examples I like to use is, let's say you're a house of worship. You could have a camera in the back of the room that you could be recording and say coming in HDMI 3 and your program output. Now with your show, if you have any areas where you need B-roll or cutaways, you can go to that footage that was the wide camera, sync everything up, have it look really cool. It's great for if you're gonna do post-production. Let's say you're doing a sporting event, you record all the ISOs, and now later on you can pick the camera that really got the best shot for when you're making the highlight video or when you wanna cut the video to give it some more drama and make it more exciting. So another thumbs up, great job. What I do want to make sure you know is that your ability to record the ISO streams and multiple ISO streams is going to have to do with the speed of the card and or the USB device you're hooking up to that. So be careful. You can select if you go 4K, you might end up being limited to how many streams you can record based on what you're going with. But we're really excited about it. For a 1080p, you should have no problem with a really good memory card to be able to get all 4 or 5 streams. YOLO has been pushing something that they call network bonding, cellular bonding. They call it network bonding because we're used to cellular bonding with products by like LiveView or the Videoguys products. But the thing about network bonding that they're really pressing is you don't have to just use cellular. So the Ultra has its own SIM card, but you can put a SIM card in there for your Verizon, AT&T, whoever you go with. You can also get a USB dongle as another cell source. You can also use your Wi-Fi or your Ethernet. So by using them together, you combine whatever you have there to get the highest possible quality signal for what you're doing. Now, it will require for you to subscribe to a YOLO service, which will take those streams, and while they're individual streams going up, they combine them all into one solid stream to give you your output. And what you get is not only higher bandwidth, but you get resiliency and redundancy where you're not gonna have to worry about your stream falling off. For casual users and streamers at $2.99 a year, that's going to give you the ability to do, let's say, several 1-hour shows a week and be okay. The $4.99 a year is for more professional. Let's say you're doing a service every week that's 2 or 3 hours, plus you want to be able to stream other stuff. And the Pro for those heavy-duty users. This is an annual rate, and you pay this rate directly to the folks at YOLO. But at $2.99 for a year worth of cell bonding, not a bad deal. Pretty cool feature. It's available in the Ultra right out of the box. Nothing extra to install other than to subscribe to the bonding service. Hey, the show wouldn't be complete if we didn't give you a comparison of everything. So let's pull this up full screen. These are the units that we have. We have the Mini, the Pro, the Ultra, and the Instream. We still have the OGs available, guys. We didn't put it on this list because we really wanted to feature, what was the most current items to make up the product line. So you see that the display, 8-inch with the Ultra, same as the Pro. Brightness, the 650 nits is significant. 4 HDMI inputs is important. You're getting a battery that's going to run for a lot longer. You're getting the 865 Snapdragon CPU, a ton more RAM and ROM. You get the ability to go to the multiple platforms, Facebook, YouTube, RTMP, Instagram, or TikTok if you want vertical. And you also get horizontal or vertical video. Guys, for $14.99 through the end of the year, what a tremendous offer this is. Now, we have units in stock. It's selling. The folks at YOLO broke our shipments into a couple of shipments, so I think we're into like single digits today as we speak. We're supposed to get more units in tomorrow. We're supposed to get more units by the next week. We should have plenty of units to get through 12/31 on this sale, but I really don't know if we'll have many units left to go into the new year. So if you're thinking about the Ultra, grab it from Videoguys now. Even if we run out of stock, it'll be a day or two before we get more in. So please place your orders quickly because it is running very, very quickly. It's a super popular unit. Before the show ends, I wanted to backtrack a little bit and go over the YoloBox Pro, which is still a phenomenal unit. We have it right over here. $999 is a great deal on this puppy. I've been a big fan of the YoloBox. The YoloBox Pro really was the product that got it all together because with the bigger CPU, the bigger memory, the more inputs, the things like that, the bigger screen, it really became the workhorse. It's a great product. We love the YoloBox Pro. If you don't need the features of the Ultra, you're on a tighter budget for $999 to the end of the year, I can't think of a better choice for someone who's getting into independent streaming. And the Mini is on sale for $549. Now, a lot of people say, why would I get the Mini? And what I've found is a good percentage of my customers who buy the Mini versus a Pro, number one, price is important, but also maybe they just want it for streaming or encoding. Maybe they just want it to just do recording. They're not using it for as many features, or they just have a tight spot they're going to put it in. But the Mini is a phenomenal product, and at $549, you're saving $150 till the end of the year. So definitely you want to grab one of those Minis. Either way, if you're looking to do your own independent live streaming, you're a videographer, event videographer, church, house of worship, whatever it is, if you're not, there it is. If you're not taking advantage of these deals and buying one of these products now, you're missing the boat, folks. Phenomenal deals on phenomenal technology. I got to give kudos to the gangs at YoloLiv because every one of these products you see that we've talked about are all dramatically and significantly improved since when they launched with additional features, additional performance. Things just get better and better. Like right now, the Ultra is 4K P30. I know at some point we're going to get P60. It's going to get additional flavors of NDI. It's going to get SRT going. It's just going to get more and more features. If you look where the YoloBox Pro is today on a feature set versus what it was when you first bought one, it's like you've gotten 2 or 3 tremendous upgrades out of the same product with the same hardware. Keeps going and going strong. So guys, YoloBox has extended the sale through 12/31. The Ultra in stock, buddy, $14.99. The new bad boy, the new king of the block. It's taken YOLO streaming from a 10 or an 11, but up to a 12 with all the great features it's got in. It's got 4K. It's got ISO recording. It's got NDI. It's got more brightness. It's got bonding. It's got what you need, folks. And if you don't need as much, the YoloBox Pro at $999 is a tremendous deal. The Mini is on sale for $549. We've got the Instream for $899. We still have the Max at $1399. We have the Verticam if you're looking for a vertical camera for $529. So, folks, this is Gary. I wanted to keep this show tighter than 15 minutes because what's coming on next is I'm going to hand the mic over to James. And he's going to take a couple of seconds. He's going to give you a full. If we can go back to the top, I'm going to pretend I'm touching this, but we're about to go. And James is going to come on and I'm going to come off and he's going to give you some deep dive, hands-on look at the features that are on there. And also, I want to give my man Aaron Perwicki big kudos. He's done a couple of really nice videos on the product. I'm sure Anthony Barocas will be next, but here comes our own James with his hands-on little detail of what's going on with this puppy. So thank you, everyone. And this is Gary. I'm out. James, take it away.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to be real honest. This is going to be a down and dirty demo. We had started playing with our unit this morning, so let's just cut right into it. Let's get right into it. So our biggest thing that we are really excited for is, like Gary had mentioned, the capabilities of using both the NDI and of course being able to do ISO recording. And we did do a little bit of testing. So let's cut to our top shot. And so this is the interface. Right now we're in the standard horizontal view, like we would for, if we were doing our show from the YoloBox. So if you want to add an NDI source, and we're actually going to kind of learn a little bit together on this one. Like I said, full disclosure, we only have the trial version right now, which means that we get to use an NDI source for 5 minutes. So we actually have not done this yet because we wanted to make sure that we could do this live. And just so you know that we have reached out to YoloLiv and we will be getting a full subscription and we will be doing a deep dive. But we're just so excited. We want to show you and kind of learn together in real time. So if you did not see what I did just there, I'm going to go back. I'm going to click on Add New Video Source, and as you'll see, now there's NDI and SRT. Right now, we're just really excited for the NDI, so we're just going to tap on that. And because NDI has auto discovery, it will automatically discover all of our NDI sources. So anytime that you've watched our behind the scenes videos, you'll see that we have our bird dog camera, we have our TriCaster. These are all of our mixes on our TriCaster. But what I wanted to try and pull in is one of our PTZ optics cameras. And I believe it's going to be this one. So now, as you can see, we have an NDI camera in our YoloBox. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up this Studio Pro. And as you see that, and now I'm going to turn it towards me here. Oh, hello. So now you can see that we're using a Studio Pro from PTZ Optics, and we have it connected via NDI into our network switch. And then we also have our YoloBox Ultra here connected via NDI to our network switch, and we're able to pull that feed in. So that is really cool, and how fast and simple that was to just be able to bring in an NDI source. Now, there are other functions that you can do with NDI, and Gary had mentioned that you can also do an output over NDI, which I have to remember where the setting is. Give me 1 second. So we have NDI out for your program here. So now if I were to turn this on, again, I only have the trial version here, but that's okay. So I'm going to hit got it. Now, theoretically, when I turn this program out on, now Adam in our TriCaster should be able to see what the YoloBox Pro Ultra, is putting out. We didn't have time to set that up, but ideally this would now be sending out the program out into our NDI network. Now, the next thing that I wanted to show you on the YoloBox Ultra is this brand new record feature. And in this area, that's where you will be able to decide what frame rate, what resolution, and what sources you want to be able to record for your ISO. So you can choose 720, 1080, or 4K. And one thing that I thought was really cool is, say that I want my program to be in the maximum resolution, but I don't necessarily need my ISOs to be that high of a resolution. So I can actually switch and have my ISO recording at 1080, but then my program recording at 4K. That's just something that I thought was really cool. And then Gary had also mentioned that you can choose between H.264 or H.265. H.265, of course, is going to compress the file a little bit more, so it will save not only bandwidth over your network, but it will save space on your storage drive. Now I'm going to pull this down a little bit, and the reason for that is because, of course, you can use an SD card to record, but I thought that it was really cool that we were able to plug this 64 gigabyte USB thumbstick into it, and we're actually able to choose that as our storage space instead of relying on the SD card. One of the cool things about the YoloBox Ultra is all of these things that you can do with the USB slots. We're using this USB-A slot to bring in this this camera here. So it just tells you the versatility of what you can do with these. These can be ins, these can be outs, these can be storage, these can be the USB dongles for the cellular bonding. So it's just a lot of cool stuff that you can do with this. And like I said, we only started playing with this morning, and we have already learned so much. And it's really simple to set all of this up. And I gotta, just like Gary, I gotta give props to YoloLiv. This is, I'm gonna be honest, it's surpassed everything that I could have hoped and dreamed for in all of their specs pre-launch. So kudos to YOLO. That is the end of our demo here. So give me 1 second because I just closed out of the PowerPoint on accident. So I want to say thank you for joining us. We will be working on a full in-depth product spotlight, and I'm sure we will do another demo like this, more in-depth once we have the full features for the NDI functionality. And of course, we're going to play with the SRT. Gary had mentioned we're going to be sending this unit out to Glenn, our workflow sales specialist. He's going to put the NDI to test. He's going to put the SRT to test. But just from first impressions, with what you saw in real time with me, it seems to work pretty much flawlessly. So anyway, my name is James Fresca. I'm a video production specialist here at Videoguys. If you have any questions, make sure to give us a call at 800-323-2325, or you can send us an email at sales@videoguys.com. That's all we got for this episode. We'll see you next Tuesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Peace.
Videoguys is available Monday through Friday. Give us a call at 1-800-323-2325. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram to stay connected with all of our updates. And you can like us on Facebook. Keep an eye out for our live videos, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.